The views expressed are solely those of the speaker and not necessarily those of Paltalk.com, AVM Software, or its advertisers.
News Talk is online. News Talk Online is a production of Paltalk.com, the largest multimedia interactive program on the internet with more than 4 million unique users on demand on iTunes and on YouTube, and also on my blog, GaryBaumgarten.com. And we welcome you to comment on my comments on the blog, whether you agree with the author or not. And thanks to our good friends at CRN Digital Talk Radio, we are syndicated coast to coast across the United States of America to 12 million additional households. I am your host, Gary Baumgarten. And by the way, talking about being coast to coast across the United States of America, we're coming to you live today from Clarion, Pennsylvania. Because why are we in Pennsylvania? Okay, there are a couple reasons why we're in Pennsylvania, but one of the reasons we're in Pennsylvania is on April 22nd, a pivotal Democratic primary will be held here, and I wanted to gauge the pulse of the people here in Pennsylvania, and so I stopped here. It's a lovely town. It's a college town, and we're out here talking to people to find out what they think about the Democratic presidential primary. But that is not, although it might relate to the issue today. Today's issue is General Petraeus, the top military man in Iraq for the United States of America, testified before Congress today. And he said that the coalition is making fragile but reversible progress. So he says it is too soon to withdraw. As you know, Mr. Obama and Mrs. Clinton want to, if elected, withdraw as quickly as possible from Iraq. John McCain, the Republican, says if he's elected, there's no way, Jose, we're going to pull out of Iraq. In fact, if we do, then that's an indication of a lack of leadership on the part of the Democratic president, should a Democrat be elected president. I'll say one thing about that. It may not be the defining issue of this campaign, but it certainly will be the issue that contrasts the Democratic candidate, whoever he or she may be, against the Republican candidate, without question. So what do you think? Do you guys agree with General Petraeus that there is fragile but reversible progress and that it is too soon to withdraw? Or would you say that there is no progress and we can't withdraw? Or would you say there is progress and that means that we can withdraw? Obviously, none of us are military experts. He is the expert, and what he says holds a lot more weight than what I say or what you have to say, but still, you know, it's Congress to whom he reported today, and they are our representatives in Washington, and what we have to say does resonate with them because we are the electorate. So just curious. By the way, when they talk about the surge, they're talking, of course, about a year ago, January, the United States putting forth pressure to push back the insurgency, and it was working. There's no question about it, but I saw the surge referred to in the New York Times the other day as the insurgency putting up a surge. And in fact, in Basra, as we have discussed previously here on this program, unfortunately, when the coalition troops went into Basra to put down the insurgency there, a goodly number, thousands of Iraqi troops deserted their posts, including commanders, which begs the question, how do you turn things over to the Iraqis under these circumstances, and how do you measure success under these circumstances, and at what point do you say enough is enough and pull out of there? Okay, let's see what you have to say. Let's go right to the callers. John in St. Louis. John, welcome to News Talk Online on Paltalk.com.
Thank you, Gary. I'm going to say this once. Good luck in Pennsylvania. I hope Hillary wins so it can be more implosion by the Democrat Party. I think it's too soon to withdraw. Absolutely too soon to withdraw. You can't leave. We just cannot leave Iraq right now. We'll make a vacuum. It'll be a terror haven. Al-Qaeda has been looking for a place, and they have deemed Iraq is their new area, and we have to defeat Iraq in here. I tell you what, I've been watching this hearing all day long, Gary, and what I'm really disgusted by is how they're politicizing this. I mean, how Kerry got up there, and Petraeus made Kerry look pretty stupid, but then Feingold came on and made some irrelevant comments. And Barbara Boxer is just appalled because she doesn't understand how come 6,000 Al-Qaeda fighters can be defeated in the United States. Anyway, it's just repulsive. But bottom line is we cannot withdraw. We absolutely cannot withdraw from this.
Well, you know, I want to see the Democratic process, the Democratic Party nomination process continue as well, but not because I want to see the Democrats implode, because I want to see the process move forward. I think it's good for them to be duking it out, for those of us who are nonpartisans to decide who we're going to vote for. But, you know, at what point would you say, John from St. Louis, at what point would you say mission accomplished? I mean, we've heard mission accomplished once already when the president landed on the aircraft carrier. We thought it was mission accomplished when they pulled Saddam Hussein out of the rat hole. When would you say, John from St. Louis, that it would be the appropriate time to withdraw U.S. troops?
When I tell you when it's time to withdraw, when Iraq has a stable government, when we get Iran out of that area as well. But Iran is a totally different discussion because I feel that Iran should be dealt with as well. We cannot leave Iraq until there's a stable government and they have a stable military in place. Once, you know, and they have elections, democratic democracy is instilled there. That is when we can actually leave. Now, will that be this year? No. Will it be next year? No. How long and, you know, when it's going to happen? But the bottom line is we cannot leave until that region is stabilized. We don't want the last thing we want is to leave Iraq and it just explodes in our face, kind of like the Democrats are right now.
Well, you know, I don't know when that comes. When does it become stabilized? I mean, how do you measure that? And when you have the Iraqi troops not willing to do the job, not willing to, you know, to me, it's almost like welfare. If you live generationally under welfare, then you're going to feel entitled. Why should I get a job if the government is paying me not to get a job? And I'm wondering if whether the Iraqis are beginning to feel entitled as well. Why should we put our lives on the line to fight for freedom when the Americans are putting their lives on the line for us?
That's a good point.